First thing we're going to do is we're going to create an account, and we're going to call it Spacely 16 spacely.com. And we're going to make sure that we select the company option, not the individual, but the company option. So we'll create the account, and now we're in. Okay, so we created the account, and we want to add in some information here. So the first thing that you notice is this little bar up here. Steps 1 through 5, what to do. This is going to be a good roadmap for us just to see where you're at in the process. However, if you want to be able to get rid of it, you can click Disable Help down here, or you can click this little red X icon up here. But the first thing we got to do is we got to be able to create a new company. So we'll do that and call it Spacely Sprockets. We'll click to create that company. All right, and we click on Edit, and here we are. We have Cosmo Spacely's account as well as the Spacely Sprockets account, the overall company account. What we did was created those two accounts just by logging in and by signing up. All right, so let's go into Cosmo's account. As you can see, we can't edit any information here. That's fine. All we need to do is go into settings to be able to do that. And we'll go in and create his name, Cosmo Spacely. There's his email. There's the phone number. This is actually ViewTurn's phone number, so in case you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to give us a call at this number. But we'll just add that number into Cosmo's account. And now we want to put in a user profile picture. There's Mr. Spacely. Click to update the profile. We're all set there. And now we go into company. Click Edit. And there's Cosmo Spacely with all of his contact information. Fantastic. All right. So now the next thing that we need to do is, let's just say Cosmo wants to add on somebody onto the organization so then they can view the account themselves. What would we need to do? Well, the answer is we would have to click on this icon here. And then we create the person's name. Let's call him Johnny Astro. With his email. And I'll enter in my email address so then you guys can see the process from the start. So what's going to happen is once we click save on this, Jimmy V at ViewTurn.com, or should we say Johnny Astro, is going to receive an email to confirm the account so then they can set it up to where they're on the Spacely Sprocket account. There's that. Johnny Astro doesn't even exist. We won't even enter in a phone number there. That's optional. We can't really enter in any kind of an image. That's because we actually, once again, have to log into the account itself in order to do that. Now we want to select parent. So let's just say Cosmo Spacely is the CEO of this company, which he is. We want to make Johnny Astro an employee of his, and we want to be able to show that on the company structure. So to do that, we click on the parents drop-down icon, and we click Cosmo Spacely. Click Save. And now you can see that Johnny Astro is underneath Cosmo Spacely. Cosmo Spacely is the CEO of Spacely Sprockets. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually log on to my email account. All right, and you can see that we got a new user invitation. So we got to click the sign up link here, and it has my email. So we'll create an easy to use password for that. And create our account. And there you can see that we are underneath Spacely Sprockets, and we can go in, click Settings, and now we can enter in our information. So we'll call him Johnny Astro. Our email's already entered in. Phone number we can add in if we'd like. We'll just use the number for ViewTurn there. And now Johnny Astro needs a face, so we'll go into here. There's Johnny Astro. Looks a lot like Ferris Bueller, but it's Johnny Astro, I promise you. So we updated the profile. And we go back into company. All right, there we go. And now we can see that Johnny Astro actually has an account, and he's underneath Cosmo Spacely. And if we wanted to put a logo on here, all we have to do is upload logo or upload logo. Find the Spacely sprockets. All right, there's the Spacely sprockets logo. It's not necessarily the right one, but just for time's sake, we'll just upload that photo anyway. So we'll click Save. All right, and you notice that the photo isn't necessarily there yet, or the logo isn't there yet, but that's okay. It does take a little bit for the logo to upload. So let's just hit the refresh button there. And the logo's on there, so you can see Spacely Sprockets. We got Cosmo Spacely, he's the CEO of the company, and then we have Johnny Astro underneath. Okay, so we have all the company information in there. So the next step that we have to do is we want to be able to add questions. So what do we mean by questions? What we mean is when an applicant applies to one of your positions that you post on ViewTurn, right after they create their account, they'll be asked a series of questions that will be used in this particular process here, step 5, review applicants. They'll be used for analytical purposes, and you'll see that a little bit later on. But for now, what we want to do is click Add Questions. Now you do notice that we have questions that are already pre-filled out for you again. The reason being because it'll be beneficial for you to use and to analyze in step 5 when you take the answers from these questions and turn them into analytics. So then you can see, based on what everybody answered and what their score is, who would be the best fit for that position. All right, so you notice that we can't delete any of these. Again, I explained why, but what we can do is, if you'd like, you can add a question. So we click this particular icon here, add a question. All right, and we can give it a title, so it'll be online meetings. And we do have the option of selecting from one of these 3 options as far as what type of question it's going to be. Is it going to be an A, B, C, D kind of answer, or just select one answer that applies to the question? Are we going to give it a numerical answer, such as, how many weeks do you plan on working here, or how many weeks until you're available, or even a percentage kind of question? So we could ask on a scale of 1 to 100%, how confident are you in your abilities to control this program? So let's just do multiple choice for now. And the question will be, do you have experience in working with online meeting software? Okay, and then we'll move forward. And from here, you can actually create your answers. So we'll say yes for this one, we'll say no. And now the cool thing down here is you can actually add a description of the choice. So let's just say maybe your answer was a little complicated to put into one word. So what you can do is you can actually add in the description to further explain exactly what answer this is. You can do it likewise for this answer as well. And you can also even add on an answer as well to the question. So just for the sake of going through the motions, we'll say maybe. And you can say I never worked the software. Okay, and now we can move forward. And there you can see we just added on the question there. We're the author. See Spacely16 at spacely.com. It is for Spacely Sprockets. It is a drop-down kind of a question. And if you want, you can even demo out the question, so you can take a look in here and actually answer the question for yourself, just to kind of see how it looks and how it feels. And if it doesn't feel right, you can go in and edit it if you'd like. If not, then you're good to go. Okay, so we just added a question on top of the list of questions that we were provided from ViewTurn. And this will be useful again for step 5 when you further analyze your applicants. But now we want to be able to post up a job. So all we have to do is click on step 3 up here, or if you wanted to use this sidebar, you would click the jobs icon. So we're there. Now we want to add on a job. So all we have to do is just fill out this quick minute to 2 minute survey, or not really a survey, a questionnaire. All right, and so we can see that this particular job belongs to Spacely Sprockets. We can add in the job title that we are looking for. So in this particular case, we'll just say a financial analyst. Want to be able to point out the location, so we'll just say, for example's sake, it is Detroit. And we want to enter in a brief description. We always want to be able to do that and not leave it blank. We also don't want to make it too lengthy, where it kind of throws off the readers and they're bored after a while. About a quick paragraph or so, I would say, would be the best option in terms of adding on a brief description, the length of it. So we do have a tiny little description here, so we'll add that on. Move forward. If you wanted to add on a web page, add in the link there, you could, just to attach it to the position. Maybe it's more information on the position, maybe it's a link to your website. Doesn't really matter, but we don't have any kind of links to attach, so it's an optional question. We'll skip forward. And there you can see that we just added on the financial analyst position. Great, and one of the things you could also do is, if you wanted to, you take the job URL here, open up a new tab, and there you can see the financial analyst position. So it's a financial analyst located out of Detroit, Michigan for Spacely Sprockets. It was posted today on December 30th, 2015, and it gives you a little description. It also gives you the company logo here. And since we are not accepting any applicants right now, it doesn't give you the option to do that. But if you wanted to, all you would have to do is activate it through that particular link there. So you have two options. You either have the basic job or the video job. Basic is just text only. The video job is text with the addition of video as well. So you can choose either one of those. And it says that we don't have a card with this account. That's okay. So now we have to go to step 4. And step 4 is setting up your billing account. So you click add card and then your name there. So Spacely. See Spacely. You know what? Let's just show you for example's sake. I'm going to actually put in my email. So we'll say 000 111 2222 3333. And we'll say it is expired on 2020. Click there. Okay, it's not really a valid credit card, but that's okay. We won't be charged for adding the card. Just to keep in mind, you will be charged for when you actually post up a job opening. All you're just doing is you're just simply adding in your billing there, just for the future when you actually post up a position. And then what you would do is you would go into your email. We didn't get anything because it wasn't a valid card, but essentially it would give you an email confirmation saying that you set up the billing. Okay, so the billing's set up. We did make our job active, so now we want to get it out there to the people. So the first thing that we got to do is go under the job section, particularly under job URL, copy it. And from there, we can actually put it into sites like Indeed, we can put it in the Career Builder, or even social media like LinkedIn or, as I'm going to show you here, Facebook. Now, I already did it on our Facebook page where we actually posted the financial analyst position up there. But just to show you for going through the motions, we'll say financial analyst wanted. All right, so we paste the link, and what the user can do, they can go onto the website, whether it's Facebook or Career Builder or Monster. They can click the link, and there you have it. They can actually apply from the position right then and there. If they don't have a ViewTurn account, all they would have to do is click Apply Now, and it would actually take them to a page where they can set up their own individual account. Okay, so let's just say weeks have gone by. We have a few people who have actually applied for the position. So we want to be able to review those candidates. So we go over to step 5 here, click Review Applicants, click on Manage Applicants. You can see we have 8 qualified candidates for the position. Now we want to be able to kind of evaluate them one by one. However, let's just say we don't have too much time. Let's just say we have about 100 to 200 candidates. That's a lot of candidates that you have to go over in detail. So there's a time-efficient way to do this, and it's the scoring list here. You can actually see candidates based on their major, based on yearly compensation, whatever you want to look at. So let's just do that. We'll pick 3 characteristics. Let's just say desired company schedule. I want to hire somebody who's on a fixed schedule. That's like a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 4 kind of position. And let's just say for yearly compensation, we're thinking the person should expect a little over 101,000 a year to a little over 50,000 a year. And then let's just say we want this candidate to be available within 2 to 4 weeks. All right, and as we can see, just based off of crunching those numbers, that Frank Johnson, Josh Smith, and Gabby Fish are in the lead. So you know what? That's who I want to go with, and that's who I want to interview. So I'm going to pick those 3. So we're going to click this next button right next to their names, move them on to the next stage. And from there, we can see that they have moved on to the next stage. So then what we want to do is, let's just say we want to ask them some more questions, kind of understand a little bit more about them. All right, well, I already included some questions here, but what you can do is you can ask them a question in the form of text. They can answer in the form of text, or they can answer in the form of a video answer. So now we want to be able to post up some questions. I already did some over here, but just to kind of show you how I do it, I created a Word document with a few questions that you can ask candidates. So we'll copy. And all you got to do is take your question and put it into here. Click Ask Candidates. And then we'll do this. Paste that. And ask candidates. So what happens is these questions actually get emailed to these 3 applicants, both Gabby, Frank, and Josh. They'll open up their emails, click on a link, and they'll be able to answer the questions in the form of video. If you wanted to get rid of questions, all you would have to do is just click the X. So that wraps up this video, and I wanted to thank you guys for checking it out.
And with that said, if you guys have any questions in regards to the video that you just watched, or setting up your accounts, managing and editing it, or even any kind of questions in regards to the interviewing / application process itself, then please feel free to contact me as well as our world-class support team via phone, email, social media, or live chat from the hours of 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So go beyond the resume with ViewTurn.